Well, salutations everybody, what's a crack-a-lackin'? Another day, another dollar, another day for which all is looking good, grand and delicious. A Tuesday for which we can all end up being grand. The second day of the last month of the year. If that makes you feel old, then fair play to you, because it's making me feel old with the fact that my birthday is in this month as well. So, you know, all can end up making you feel that way. In the world of football, considering we're going into Football Manager again, we currently have 3 matches going on. In Nottingham, a Newcastle United versus Tottenham Hotspurs game that is 7 minutes in. A Bournemouth versus Everton game that is equally contested but 0-0 at half time, and a 3-1 arse whooping of Fulham by Man City, with a goal by Haaland, Reinders and Foden, with Aaron Rowe-Smith coming in. And I suppose that, seeing our rivals doing well, might end up giving us, the almighty Manchester United, on this particular save, a wee bit of gumption to potentially doing well. But I suppose all we can say is, let's get the crack-a-lackin' and have the crackin' fun. So, last time we finished the stream with an unfortunate loss to 1 Arsenal. They ended up walloping us 10 shades to Sunday, unfortunately. We ended up losing 4-1 in that particular game. And what's problem about that too is that we're going up against Chelsea, who are also one of the top teams in contention at this particular moment in time as well. My most watched streamer of the year, according to Twitch. Nice to end up hearing. I'm glad I bring you satisfaction, and a quick reminder that I do not pay for your utility bills. And the fact that you have been watching me so much is a sign that if you haven't been going to your therapist, you need to more often. But it is a pleasure to have you in here today. Up, what is a crack-a-lackin', my friend? Is it all going good? Is it all going grand? Is it all going sexy? It's a pleasure to have you in. I hope your 2nd of December is treating you scrum-diddly-umptious, my friend. It actually isn't going too bad for me. I'm on a new workout routine. I am keeping myself up with my walking mentalities there. I got my 8.4k in today, so I'm feeling bright, bumped and ready to move, to watch a wee bit more football and hopefully see the amount that a team ends up doing in football in half the time it took me to do my walk. It took me 1 hour and 48 minutes, which, you know, is roughly 90 minutes, but to be fair, most of these footballers run about anywhere from 12 to 18k a game, which is one of the reasons why I actually have a bit of sympathy when it comes down to people saying how tiring the game is and how player welfare does need to be taken into consideration, because realistically, it kind of does. But yes, we're keeping things up, we're keeping things grand, the arm is going well. I can slap her now and it's only slightly sore. So, there's not much more you can end up asking for. But Up, how is life treating you at the moment? Are you happy with the fact that you have learnt that I am your most watched stream? Are you happy with the fact that you've divulged so much of your personal time towards the greatness that is Craic? You will end up enjoying having that PC, no bother whatsoever. And have you decided yet what your first foray into gaming is going to be once you get that ooh. It's not January yet. Oh, it is January. Oh, okay. They've made a bid for Archie Gray. I really like Archie Gray. I didn't even realize it was a January transfer window. How much money do we have? 54. FM or TEW? I asked you this before, but I actually need to remember. What is TEW when it's at home? Total Extreme Wrestling. Yes, indeed. A good old bit of crack, that. Senior Duck, it is a pleasure to have you in, my friend. What is a quack-a-lackin'? Is it all going good? Is it all going grand? Is it all going delicious with you, my friend? I hope life is treating you scrum-diddly-umptious. Congratulations, Craic. You are my most watched streamer of the year. Boo! Yeah. You, ironically enough, which is really funny, that I think the statistics are a wee bit down, because technically speaking, you are my 5th in rankings of most supported watchers, which doesn't make much sense. But hey, the Craic ends up going where the Craic ends up going. But I am chuffed, and hey, here's on to having it continue for next year as well. Yeah, you were practically here for all of it, my friend. Al, my friend, what's a crack-a-lackin' with you? Is it all going good? Is it all going grand? Is it all going delicious? How are your feelings at the fact that Man City are 3-1 up at the moment? How do you check that, if you don't mind me asking? So, Twitch recap has just come out at the moment. So, if you basically go to this, it should end up giving you all of your recap knowledge that has happened throughout the year. And it'll let you know all that ended up going down. I don't think it's embedded that you'll end up seeing mine. If it is embedded that you end up seeing mine, congratulations, you've seen mine. There's nothing bloody special in the goddamn thing anyway. But hopefully that link will work for you. And if not, it'll be in your email. But yes, it's a good bit of crack to see who you've diverged most of your time to. 245 followers in 1 year, 25 cents. So it has done well for me. Happy out. Oh, you wanted to see the Craic's crack. I understand completely. There have been many people that have wanted to see the Craic's crack all of this time, Duck. I'm just surprised you were one of the people that wanted to see the Craic's crack. But if you pay enough attention and you keep around long enough, the Craic might let you indeed see his crack. I don't make any promises, though. Anyways, time to continue on for a wee bit more. We have our game versus Chelsea coming up, and we need to do anything. You should up. Honestly, I'm of the opinion that if you do gaming,
all you should do, you should at least try the streaming. There's a lot to us. I love that voice. There is a lot to it. But like, to be fair, you get to enjoy what you're gaming with. Just don't be looking to make it a job, because it is an insanely hard area to end up getting into. The explosion you need to end up having to do it is unbelievable. You need to have good networking skills. You need to be willing to take the poke and go into financial ruin, get your editors and do all that type of crap. So, but it's fun to end up doing. God, you've made me sound like I'm the hoarsest person alive. It's like I haven't had a drink of water in 3 years. Oh God, this song is so good. Oh, I'm not called a personality.
God, no, hold on a second. Oh, okay. I thought for a second that was called Karen. No, it's just called Alice for some reason. I see we have one of our good friends in lurking as well at the moment, so I want to give them a shout out. I want to try and do this a wee bit more often and get better at it. So for those of you that end up coming in, please give the absolutely phenomenal and great Senior Digital Owen a follow if you can. An absolutely fantastic streamer. He's a completion expert. And that's what he typically ends up focusing on. Unbelievable streamer. You definitely should end up giving him a bit of love if you can. I've streamed 26 times this year, 26 more times than last year. Congratulations, Al. I mean, it's not for everyone. Don't be going in with the ideas of grandeur, but it's a fun old little pastime if you're able to leave it as a pastime. It's a fun old bit of crack if you're able to leave it as a bit of crack. And you can make some good friends. And I enjoy doing it. I have the wonderful circumstances of not having a life. So I'm lucky in that respect. But at the same point in time, I really enjoy doing this. So I'm happy that way. Where is Willie? I don't see him. Senior Matty, what is a crack-a-lackin'? I should ask, did the call-out work correctly? Was it showcased there properly for you when we ended up doing it? I hope it was this time. Now, I tried in both instances, so there's 2 occurrences of it, but I hope that it ended up working out in both cases today. Was it in the general stream one, or was it in streaming as well as general stream, if you don't mind me asking? Because I'll just post it into general stream from now on if that ends up working. Because, you know, to let the people know. Okay, then that's where I'll post it from now on, no bother. I don't know why the other one's not working, but screw it. At least we know one of them ends up working. But how are you feeling today, my friend? Manchester City 3-0 up with an Erling Haaland goal, an Erling a Reinders goal, and a Philip Foden goal. It's funny that too, because an awful lot of people. Oh no, I meant the call, the message I ended up putting into the Discord to let people know that I went live. But no, that's 100% sound. No, thankfully shout. I haven't had any issues with the shout outs. Which is a beauty, to be honest. Okay, we're going to bring him in, even though he's not 100% fit, because we kind of need the security. And I think we go Victor Ruch and Benjamin Šeško up front. Oh, maybe we don't. He's tired. Crap. Okay, well, then in that case, we're going to go with Casemiro instead. So we go into the game that annihilated us earlier on in the season when we went up against them. Our first game of the season against a mighty whack of a foe. We're going to go up against a very game Chelsea. Losing this game will almost effectively knock us out of the championship, although we are almost already knocked out of the championship. So you do what you can with what you have, I suppose. But we will see how things end up going. We will hope that we start off and continue on better than we did in the last stream. Yesterday, after you finished streaming, it said I had 2 notifications in your Discord, but I didn't see anything in your Discord. Maybe it's on my end. I don't know. Could be on my end. Could be on my end. Could be on my end. No bother, Senior Up. Please enjoy the football and let us know what ends up happening after the fact. Ooh, by the way, Matty and everyone, I have a bit of news. In the panels underneath the stream now, the rules has been added so that everyone knows the rule about food. By the way, that rule includes myself. I will time myself out, which means I won't stream for a day if I mention my dinner and not end up posting it up there, which is why I'm not mentioning my dinner today. Because I didn't have any. This is hilarious too, because look at who Chelsea are benching. Keish Smith, Frank Kessie, and Quenda for Garnacho, Palmer, Caicedo, Enzo, and Hato. Like, that's unbelievable what they're dropping and what they're rising. Unbelievable. And Quenda being dropped for Garnacho as well. We'll see what ends up happening. They have Nicholas Jackson back as well, which is a fantastic bit of fun. But we definitely might need a bit of luck on this one. I don't know, Maddie. I haven't read the patch notes. And honestly, I don't care. I had that big argument, but I had that big discussion yesterday with Benny and the whole lot. I actually don't give a rat's ass about the shouts. Yes, they are an improvement. They make you feel more involved in the actual game itself. But to me, they don't actually do much. They just make you feel like they do something, because you end up seeing the personality change of the players down here. But like you don't see the personalities of the players anymore. Like, unless you're looking at these little icons here, it doesn't tell you if they're anxious. It doesn't tell you if they're aggressive anymore. So unless they end up changing this bar as well to end up adding in those attributes, it literally doesn't really make that much of a difference as it stands. Hopefully they end up making it good when it ends up coming in, and it definitely will be an improvement when it's there, but I'm not waiting for it. King, my friend, what is a crack-a-lackin'? You're definitely deserving of one of these. Please give the mighty King a follow. A fantastic streamer, ends up doing elements that are related to horror, which is one of the reasons why he keeps coming back in here, because he gets to see my horrific face. But it is a pleasure to have you in. What's a crack-a-lackin'? Is it all going good? Is it all going grand? Is it all... Well, Jesus! Frosty Tools for picking that particular clip.
Off is a direction you can fuck.
I'm doing absolutely fabulous, my friend. It's a pleasure to be streaming. It's a pleasure to have a good personality base here with us. It's a pleasure for the crack to be 90, as they end up saying. Just enjoying things while the football ends up going on. 3 minutes into the game, Philip Foden scored a second goal. Joys. I'm looking forward more for the bug fixes. It depends on what bug fixes you're on about, Maddie, because the bug fixes you're on about might never be fixed, unfortunately. I'm doing pretty good, man. Just working at the end of month sales paperwork. The joys of paperwork, King. I mean, fair play to you for sitting down and doing it. Although the fact that you're going through the insanity of paperwork and then put on my stream means I have to remind you, I don't end up paying for therapy bills. So just remember, you've done this to yourself. I am not liable for the insanity that will ensue. I'll have a look at that straight after this, Maddie, to see exactly what you end up meaning. But, yeah, unfortunately, those are the type of bugs I don't think they're going to be focusing on. Those little bugs like that are just inconsistent and annoying. But hopefully they end up getting fixed. I love that American Psycho emote. That is gorgeous. And you and King... you have to build up a channel point or a bit reward or a sub goal for you to do that Van Dance IRL. You have to do it. I'm half tempted to add it as a sub goal for myself. I'll end up doing a full recording of me doing the Van Dance if you end up getting to a particular sub goal. So this has been a tale of an interesting half. For the first 30 minutes of this game, Chelsea have dominated us. And with that being the case, it's funny because we had all of the actual proper chances. our corner tactic still isn't working, so we have to end up doing something. I mean, you don't have to do it, King, but like, I mean, you could give back. As I said, in the future with me, I plan on adding in stuff for push-ups, adding in more interactive stuff like that, but in general, it's good. I want to play FM, but every time I load it, within 5 minutes, I run into bugs, so it's just so unmotivated to play it after that. Oh, trust me, Maddie, I understand completely. When after the stream where I had the 9 unresponding circumstances and the 2 crashes, I never wanted to open up this game again. But then I just started taking way more time on everything I ended up doing, letting it load down in, because it still has loading issues. And, you know, I'm doing this. I can categorically say right now, I wouldn't be playing this game if I wasn't streaming. I can categorically say that now. I wouldn't be playing this game if I was streaming. I'd be going back to FM24. But I'm enjoying having the crack with ye. I'm enjoying the potential new people that it ends up bringing in. And I know I should end up going back to FM24, but I kind of like the idea of seeing and the improvements as it's going through as well. But we'll see what ends up happening. You know, thankfully, you know, there's a bit of bump when it ends up coming down to it. So, King, are you streaming today yourself, or is the paperwork going to end up taking you too long to end up sorting out all of your affairs? I've always wanted to end up getting into business organizational points where I actually needed to do that type of paperwork, but I've never needed to. I was always like steps below. So like I was head floor staff and head bartender, but I never needed to do any ordering or anything like that. And then just went into software development, where thankfully I've never needed to touch paperwork of that type. Maybe if I became a Scrum Master, I would, but that's future Craic's potentialities. God, these strikers are crap today. I have to clean a bit and work on stuff for Whisper Wednesday. Nice. Oh, Sesko. Oh, I'm sorry. We have to take you off. You're not the only one coming off, but we have to take you off. Well, not too bad. Not too bad. If you are, I'll try and pop in later on. And if you aren't, Whisper Wednesday should be a good bit of crack. Do you want to give us an update on what type of stuff you end up doing on Whisper Wednesday for those that don't end up knowing about it? Feel very free to, and give you permission to gloat. What do I do? I guess we have to keep Mbeumo on, actually. Even though he's the most tired player on the pitch, because we have to put Mazraoui over there for a crap Rashford. And hope that this is good enough. Okay. 58 minutes in. We're still in this game. A draw isn't a bad result in this game, but we really need a win. Is it 5? Oh my God, man. Crikey, they're on fire. Now, Fulham are crap, to be fair. I feel sorry for Marco Silva, because he's going to end up getting the sack, and he's too good of a manager for Fulham. It's one of those unfortunate situations. He wasn't backed, and that team was going to implode at some point in time. But we'll see what ends up happening, I suppose. My Twitch recap is making me sad. My second most watched streamer hasn't been alive in 8 months. Used to be absolutely loved the guy. Even got some drinks in with him. No clue where he's at now, though. Literally one day he said streams will be slowing down and never streamed again, and shut down his server. Hey, at the end of the day, sometimes for the betterment of the person, you need to end up doing it. Like, it is kind of bonkers the amount this infiltrates you. Like, I'm kind of always thinking about this type of stuff, even though I'm nowhere big enough to have that in the back of my mind. I want to do little improvements, like adding in the latest follower and cheer, making the rotating gold subscription over there on the corner there, little improvements like that. You're always thinking about this here just to try and make it better and all that. And that stress can end up getting to you as well. So It's understandable and unfortunate, but hey, at least you got to experience the good times with him while you could, my friend. Oh, sure. We go over different haunted places or events that happened. It'll sometimes go into true crime, and it's a blast. We talk about personal experiences stuff as well. Nice, King. A draw with Chelsea is an okay result, but not a great result. Of course, Flip Jorgensen had a Hands of Midas performance. I guess that's the thing about it, Matty. I mean, 5-2 is a bit of a bad range, but...
Shut up.
Don't you forget, you ain't won yet.
I think the most paranormal thing I have ever happened to me was when I was working in a hotel. There was a particular region of the hotel that had fire damage 14 years beforehand, so they had it completely shut down. No one was allowed to go into it, and it wasn't even anywhere near the base building. It was a completely separate building that ended up going down there. And every time I walked into it, I swear I heard crying. But to be fair, that could have just been my soul working in hospitality. So yeah. So, could have been that. So a draw isn't a bad result to start with, but it would have been nice if we had capitalized on one of those situations. We really should have. Because it now means we're still sixth. And it does pretty much mean we're out of the running for the championship. Now we're effectively just fighting for top 5. Now, to be fair, it's good to end up doing it. I mean, probably in this chat, Al. But yeah. My most paranormal thing, I saw my granddad... paranormal thing is was seeing my granddad in a chair and saying, look, it's... Jesus Christ, it was a bird poo on the car window. Okay, that's random. Anyway, we do keep an eye on the potential offers as well, because it is the January transfer window. So we could end up doing some improvements. It would be good if we ended up getting a goalkeeper, although Lamens has been doing okay. He is beneath the threshold of what we end up needing. But, yep. If you watch a lot of FM streamers, I also watch Dill, 40k, Biz, and Honey Badger. Fantastic streamers, to be fair, but there's loads of fantastic FM streamers. To be fair, like Benekage himself is a fantastic FM streamer when he ends up doing it. I enjoy Tom FM. Bossy, when he ends up playing it, is fantastic. Raz the Bear, also another fantastic streamer of it. Yeah, the really good thing about Football Manager is there's tons and tons and tons of great streamers in and around the parameters of it at the moment. Yeah, there you go. I was in Dill's chat a lot. Dill's gone MIA because FM being crap. I haven't heard of him in a while, so I was wondering about that. It is a shame. It is a shame. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, you could always go back and do FM 24, but that's one of the reasons why I end up doing... variety. So that if it ever just hits me the wrong way, I just continue to do other stuff for the time being. You know, at least it leaves you with options when you do variety. Is he worth it? He fits the English quota. He could get good. The good thing with him is he can, well, he's center defensive and he's offensive. God, I really do like Archie Gray. No, it's not. Yeah, my name used to be Mike Million. I mean, to be fair, both are fairly good names. I was actually a devious little crap. What do you mean was a devious little crap, Al? I mean, let's be fair. Let's be fair. Not much has changed. An interesting World 11. Trincao, of course, Trincao was there. One of the players we actually tried to get before he ended up leaving. We wanted him at one point until he ended up pissing off to Al Hilal. Because I love Federico Trincao. He done so much work for me when I done the Portugal save. He's one of the main reasons we won the World Cup. I was actually rage baiting King. I mean, to be fair, look at what chat you're in. You can try, but I ain't the easiest person to rage bait. I'm lucky because there's only one word in the English language that actually offends me, and you're very, very unlikely to use it. I'd go into like chess streams. People would be at like 1.9 elo, and I'd just say how they're noob at the game. Now that I can't comment on. I am atrocious at chess. Ironically, I do have chess as one of my learnable classes on Duolingo. But actually, now that I think about it, how do you do... Sorry, bear with us 1 second. I need to think about something. I'll look at you in 1 second. Okay. Okay, here. And okay, cool. So good. You're that active there. Anyways, Sexy, my friend, what's a crack-a-lacking with you? It's a pleasure to have you in. Is it all going good? Is it all going grand? Is it all going delicious? I hope the crack is treating you well. I hope it's all going good. 1.8k is like tournament level, and I'm chilling at 500. I think, to be fair, I think it's horse crap on Sexy. Now hold the phone. Why can't I bring you back? Because I made sure in all of the contracts to have that they can be returned. I made sure of it. Loan club. Expires in that. Like, yeah, there's no clause here saying that he can't be retracted, and they're not playing him. How do I retract him? Okay, I'm going to give this one more game. If it doesn't come up where I can retract him, this will be a case where I will cheat and use the editor, because screw the game for that. Also, Matty, if you're still here, what was the FM thing you were on about? So if you click on the Premier League, oh, well, we're doing the FA Cup, but still. So if I go to Europe, England, Men's Premier League. So if you click on the Premier League, like this, and what was it you were saying? Yeah, click on the World Premier League in the home screen. So this, is it? Or is it something else? The word. Okay, so come back to Portal, because I don't have here, well, this one, okay? So yeah, this. And then you wanted to check about the past, is it? I mean, I don't know. It's working for me. Oh, well. It's nice to know that the game is equilateral amongst everyone that uses it. Yeah, just give us 1 second. Recall you from loan. Good. Come back to Portal. Come back to this Premier League. And then try the drop-down box. Okay, so then you went here. Yeah, so you're right about that. The drop-down box doesn't work. You're right. The drop-down box doesn't work. You do have to use the slide. And ironically, if you use the drop-down box, then the slide is wrong because it, points at the wrong one. So you do actually need to use this. So you are right that way. So yeah, you're right in one way. The drop-down box isn't working. So you're actually right. The Lord, the Master, the Dealer of the American Crack, Senior Benekage. What is a crack-a-lackin', my good friend? Is it all going good? Is it all going grand? Is it all going sexy, my friend? I hope it is all good. How's the crack treating you? I'm guessing that was your audition for the Joker. 13-13 team kill, and I lost my crap. Well, the joys of that. You'll have to explain to me why that's a problem. Is it just that made it a really good game? Is it just that you weren't expecting it to end up happening? Was it a couple of misplays that were going down through it? Does seeing a clip like that make you want to go back into the world of CSGO commentating? Yes, Crack. In a medium such as streaming, you do actually need to be able to use your mouth and be fairly good with your tongue. Although, to be fair, I've never had any disappointments on that way. God, I'm a nerd. God, I'm a nerd. I am the textbook definition of a fucking geek. I am doing grand, my friend. The crack is treating me 90 as things stand at the moment. Ready to continue at the fun. Happy to be here at this current moment in time. We drew versus Chelsea, which was disappointing because it effectively ends up kicking us out of the Premier League title picture. But in the grander scheme of things, it's no. In the grander scheme of things, I'm happy to be at this again. I'm happy to be here with all of you fine individuals, racking up the coals of your unfortunate soon-to-be therapy bills. Huge shaky tits. Give it 35 and you'll be happy with it. Ooh. Oh my god. Oh my god. Samuel Chukwueke and the 72nd minute. I know I'm going to be overusing it, but
Shut up.
Don't you forget,
Here he
you
goes.
ain't won
Ooh,
yet.
I'm scared.
City could be about to fumble bad. With 10 minutes left, City could be about to fumble bad. And of course, Everton and Bournemouth are neck and neck, with neither team coming up anyways good. And Newcastle and Tottenham don't seem to be able to break the status quo either. Tottenham are just shite though, aren't they? I mean, both aren't particularly good, but Tottenham are just crap, aren't they? I mean, he could score the next 2 goals to get them the draw. Al, it would be an amazing turnaround for an actually very, very good player. Like, the fact that Aaron Smith-Rowe is only 25 is unbelievable, to be honest. Well, you'll have to let me know, Senior Benny, or do you want me to guess who you are after signing? Let me guess. You're after signing the greatest player of all time. You're after signing an icon of the industry. You're after signing a player so big in the world of football that Blue Sky has an entire section put down to them. You're after signing the true what else is massive? The low taper fade meme. Adele, Abdaf, and Pinocchio's nose. To be fair, Al and Duck, there is one other thing that is massive. It just cannot be shown on stream. Akioy. I think I'll do it for you. Okay, apologies. Okay, enough of that jokes. God, that was a horrific joke. Was going to make a similar reference, but would be lying at this point. I mean, to be fair, how would you know, Doc? You haven't seen. But yeah, no, I know what you mean. You're talking about yourself. Okay, Wyatt Whitcombs is the best one at the moment, with Robert Beck on his tail. So I'm in Canada. I signed a NXG 50 Wonderkid, 700,000 and 40% sell on. Happy out that. How good is he actually looking? Like, sometimes when it ends up mentioning the top 50 players of all time, it puts people down there that's actual ability to grow is a bit crap. Like, I once on FM23 seen a top 50 player in the world chosen to be in the top 50, and obviously you don't have this on to check, but that was chosen to be in the top 50 and was chosen to be in the top 50 and had 120 potential. You know? Which is obviously a bit crap for the, you know, top potential, but, you know, you go for what you can. I want Fulham to get a draw out of this. I mean, there's still hope. Considering it's all been going good. It is a shame. Like, if this game finishes 5-4, you have to think Sander Berge will feel really, really hard on himself. You know, considering he ended up getting an own goal that, you know, made the tip a wee bit too bad. It's not top 50 in the world. It's top 50 Wonder Kids. Yeah, but that's what I mean. I know there's a difference between top 50 and top 50 in the Wonder Kids. But I think you know what I mean, because there is 2 top 50s. So I've seen a Wonder Kid with 120 potential, although that one looks fairly good. Winger, good finishing. His crossing is okay. You'd want it to be slightly better, I suppose. Passing is grand. Good determination, good leadership, good off the ball, good work rate. Yeah, he's a fairly good player now. It's what you want to see. Anyways, 11 is fine. The league's average is 9. Oh yeah, no, I know. I'm just saying in general for like he has the potential to be a top player. So I was just putting it as in that capability. Oh my God! At this point in time, Samuel Chukwuemeka, what have you done? Genuinely speaking, what the hell has Marco Silva done to Samuel Chukwuemeka? And again, I turn around and I say this: if it ends 5-4, how bad do you feel being Sandy Burge getting an own goal? But I suppose, and I have to do it again, I'm so sorry, I know I've been overusing it, but Manchester City.
Shut up. Don't you forget, you ain't won yet.
I mean, ironically, and maybe correct me if I'm wrong on this, if Fulham get a 5th goal or City get a 6th goal, this will be the highest scoring game in the Premier League since it's been established. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. I think I'm right on that. You dickhead. You know you're not in the bloody squad. But 10 minutes plus added time, and with so many goals, you'd have to think there'll be at least 5 to 10 minutes added time onto the game. So there's the potential for something out of this world to happen now. Rob Van Dam's song, one of the best songs of all time. At this point, the streaming app I'm using is just playing random crap, but still. I mean, I haven't been watching the match, but like I'm just after bringing up the possessions there. 57% possession to Fulham to Manchester City's 43. 0.69 XG to Fulham to Manchester City's 2.21. Like, the stats of this game have been a bit unbelievable. Manchester City have had 3 big chances, whereas Fulham have had 0. Fulham have had 5 corners and 4 offsides, but City have given away way too many free kicks. And Fulham, how does this work? Oh yeah, the own goal. Literally every shot City has had on target has been a goal. That's unbelievable. That every shot that you have on target has been a goal. God, we are not getting lucky when it comes down to these injuries. We're getting injuries galore. Well, I guess that's one of the reasons why we have offers out for sporting directors and a whole lot. I'll tell you, there's one thing the green app needs is it needs a purple app's auto mod. Because god damn it, today is one of those days where there's so many bots coming in. It's the same bloody person doing it too. Everyone will be on bated breaths now. See, oh my God, Everton are after scoring. Jack Grealish in the 70. No, not on this channel. 78th minute, Josh Grealish is after scoring for Everton. Jesus, he might actually be worth it for them. So you'd believe I'm one of a kind. Oh, you're down a lot from where you were. Let's ask, because this might be... they want his release clause. They're not getting the release clause. I mean, we'll try it, but there's no way they're giving us to him without the release clause. We don't have the money for the release clause anyway, unless we actually get to sell someone. Oh, they actually upgraded the youth facilities. That's nice. I don't give a crap about Wheatley. I don't want to delegate to all of them, but can I delegate this one specifically? That'd be nice if it could. Yeah, okay. Bye. Sell them to bloody Villa if you want to. I'm not spending 80 million quid on them. So how has your day been going anyway, Benny? I didn't actually end up asking you. Has work been treating you good? Has there been anything exciting happening within your day? Has it all been good? Has it all been grand? Has it all been saucy? Yay, nothing you can say. The original Randy Orton theme song. Unbelievable song. Some of these players that are... Is that what it's called? Burn into Light Mercy Drive. Yep. Fantastic song. Originally assigned to Randy Orton. It was Randy Orton's first theme song. Hey, nothing you can say. Nothing you can... It's funny, too, because it actually isn't. Technically, Randy came out to a song before this. But it was a very generic song, and it was swapped in a wake to this. Do you think so? I don't know. I think voices suits him so well. I think the thing with this song is this song always worked better with that. You know, when Orton done that. You know, oh, come on, you wrong way. Okay. When Orton done, oh, for fuck me, doing reversing cameras. Oh, come on. That. I can agree with that. I can agree with that statement. This is a better song. God, they got him for piss cheap. "87 minutes. Can Fulham end up doing the impossible?" And Fulham end up doing the impossible. Time will end up telling. Ooh. Okay. And now, our next game is an FA Cup game, so we do have to be a wee bit careful about this. We do have a tendency, wrongfully, or rightfully, depending how you want to look at it, we do have a tendency to go weak in these games. Now, we're going to go a wee bit stronger in this one because we don't want to be kicked out straight away. So because it's Brighton and they are Premier League competitors, we will actually go... Oh, Dennis, you unlucky fucker. You unlucky fucker. This is the game you'd be playing and you get a tight hamstring. That's unbelievable. The luck of that. The actual luck of that for it to happen to him. Yeah, we can't afford the release clause, so... And halftime is hit 0-0 in the Newcastle-Tottenham game as well. I suppose the only other thing is the Barcelona-Atletico Madrid game is currently 1-1 as well, with Barcelona dominating that game, but not being able to actually score after Robert Lewandowski ended up missing a penalty. I heard that there's a rumor, and I know, all of this is fucking carte blanche rumors because you don't really know. There's a rumor that Conor Gallagher is available for sale off of Atletico Madrid for about 26 million sterling. Which, to be honest, if he was available for that, I'd probably go for him if I was United. I'm going to be punishing myself this weekend. What are you going to do, Senior Benny? Are you going to end up watching all of my old streams? Inter Miami versus Vancouver. Winner takes all. The joys of that. How do you feel? Do you think they're ready for it? Yeah, 26 million could be a fantastic deal, to be frank. Yeah, and supposedly Edison from Atalanta, and I know we've been burnt a few times from Atalanta, but Edison from Atalanta is available for as low as 40. So, and on top of that, Angelo Stellar might be available for as low as 40 as well. So, who knows? Maybe. I know it'd be horrible to do it, but if we got, and by the way, Pipeworks says he's not playing, but just spitballing here. If we got 60 million for Manu and went in and bought the two of them, I actually wouldn't mind it. We're going to do something actually a bit stupid for this match, and we're going to play Hanley. He is 17, but he has good potential, and he actually isn't bad. And he is an academy player, so it gives us a bit of difference. And I like playing, as stupid as it is, I like playing a cup goalkeeper in these games. I like separating the goalkeeper and giving him a bit of time off. Okay, and then Shabazi, I suppose, as well for you. Okay, so we're going to go Ilya, Yoro, and Aiden Heaven. We're going to go Manu and Bruno, Mbeumo, Rashford, and Mount, Victor Ruch and Evan Ferguson up front. And we'll see how this ends up going. Can Ferguson end up leading the fray against this former team? This isn't the weakest we could have went, but it's certainly bloody strong. So we'll see how it all ends up going. We might need a bit of luck here. I might need divine intervention. So I might need all of you to cross your fingers, your toes, and any other orifices you have the capability to cross. Because this could be a monumental game for us. So, in we go. Danny Thomas getting a number. He probably won't get on the pitch, but he's there kind of fulfill things out. We are in to the 90th minute of Fulham versus Man City. There is 8 minutes of added time. 8 minutes for greatness to occur. 8 minutes for Fulham to do the miracle. For Fulham to do what we all want them to do and succeed in a way that none of us have expected. So, they've changed their goalkeeper. Interesting. So Bart isn't in. Carlos Baleba isn't in. And Boya Dia isn't in. They've replaced him with Jason Steele, who is okay, but about the same level, if not slightly better, than our Charlie Hanley. Jack Henselwood, who is a 21-year-old with a good bit of potential, but not 100% there yet. And Mineba, who is another interesting one. This could be a proper fight. This still have Malin, still have Matoma, still have Rudder, still have Dunk. This could be a very, very interesting match. So, wish us some luck as we go into it, my friends. My mate's a Fulham fan at the game right now. God, he must be happy because he's experiencing, it seems like he's experiencing a banger. Ryan Cherokee, 95th minute, is after getting a yellow card. Imagine if that yellow card led to a goal. Anyway, can we beat them? Here in Old Trafford. Evan Ferguson immediately gets the ball and it doesn't show us the highlight. But anyway, Ilya to Victor. Bruno to Rashford. To Bruno. Bruno! Oh. Goalkeeper went too early too. If Bruno had gotten clear there, that was a goal. Victor! Oh, game. Oh, I wish that wasn't the thing. Oh, it's disappointing when that happens. Victor to Bruno. Down to Mbeumo. Mbeumo is the difficult challenge there. Not able to find a hole. Back to Manu. Manu to Victor. Victor. Enzo Fernandez with the goal of his life versus his former team. Oh my God. He came to play this time versus them. What a shot. You see, I don't have a problem with Cherokee. I do have a problem that he's a bit of a hypocrite in that Originally, he had said in interviews he wanted to go to United when Leon were saying that they'd have to sell him. And then he specifically went to City because he wanted to end up getting it back at United for winning in the Europa League, supposedly, if you believe his actual entourage. But I actually don't have that much of a problem with him. I just think he's a good player. I don't think he's ready, though. I don't think he's a finished article, which is interesting because for the position that he typically ends up playing, Pep needs a finished article, which is one of the reasons why he's on the bench so much. So, we'll see. Mount. Oh! Off of the side bar for a Mount. And Pep wasting the time with Nathan Ake on for Philip Foden. It's unfortunate. I think the die has been cast. I think 4-5 is the final result. We're in the dying embers of the game. The hope is gone. We can forget you have won yet. Unless there's an opportunity for me to play it for the 4th time tonight in relation to City. They almost scored, did they? Or is that in relation to Mount's shot? 5 minutes in, 1 goal. They have been dominated. They haven't even had a shot against us. Can we get another one? Lewis Dunk to Basquiali. Steele now. Over to Veltman. Dangerous plays there by them. Over to Victor. Victor to Mbeumo. Mbeumo to Victor. And Victor Roch with another unbelievable goal for us. We're not taking this easy. We're not making it easy on ourselves. But both strikers with goals here, back from a disappointment, loss and draw to Arsenal and Chelsea, to getting a victory convincingly over Brighton. Although I shouldn't say that, because obviously we ain't won yet. But Everton have won against Bournemouth, and that is another hurdle for Bournemouth to exchange. They are in a wee bit of a downward spiral, 14th place at the moment for Bournemouth. And it is official. Luck isn't coming anymore for Manchester, for Fulham. It is finished 5-4 to Manchester City as Mason Mount scores another very, very good goal off a mistaken clear out by Jordan Steele. Ferguson directly passes back in an impressive means to Mount, who just volleys the ball into the back of the net. All that is left now is to see if either Newcastle or Tottenham can capitalise in their game, or will they remain 11th and 12th? Oh no, this is as the table stands. Will they remain 11th and 13th? Hardy doing okay for himself for the first time that he's been actually challenged in this game properly. So we're doing okay. Nice to see the youngster doing good in goals. It's beautiful to see. We have enough of a buffer in our place now that we won't need to take Hardy off, which is great. But Mbeumo can't be making mistakes like that. Euro. Bad pass to Mount. Mbeumo, good pass to Victor. Victor with a high cross to Evan, and Steele easy to get that. Evan's the wrong person to do crosses for, unfortunately, Victor, especially if height like that. That's a Sesko thing. Malin trying to get it, but no. Good work by Heaven. Mount to Ferguson. Ferguson straight through to Rashford, and Rashford slows it down. Manu! Oh, Steele with an unbelievable save straight into the post. That's the type of save you want to see a goalkeeper making. Fair play to Steele. Fair play to Manu for taking the shot as well, though. That game did not like that corner. Manu to Victor to Mount. Manu now over to Mbuemu. Back to Manu. Mbuemu! Ooh. Interesting shot attempt there. That, to me, that looked like it hit off of someone, but obviously it didn't. But again, the slight concern that they seem to be getting into this game a bit. Although it is funny that we've had so many highlights that we've only moved 3 minutes. Dunk to Veltman. Veltman. Ooh. This screams that something is going to happen. It's going to be the longest build-up I've seen in a while, though. Matoma. Straight down to Mineta. Oh, and a Rutter tap in, but it works fantastically for him. It is unfortunate that it's a goal for them, but Georgiano Rutter scores off of a Mina pass in, and an unfortunate segment of defensive work there, plus goalkeeping command. So, we're keeping control anyway. 65th minute, we'll make a couple of changes. Okay, we'll make them now. What changes do we make, however? Our strikers have been doing well, but are getting slightly tired. We could make a Rashford change. It would be an okay change there. Now, I guess since he's not too tired, we'll swap Mbuemu with Rashford. And then we'll put Shabazz Edwards on. Then, Bruno has a card and is acting aggressive. So we'll swap Bruno with Casemiro, then swap Casemiro with Manu. I know I'm basically becoming bloody Amram here with making 4 changes and 2 changes. And then the last thing we'll do is we will replace Ilya Zanrani with Godot. No, we'll replace him with Willy Kumbala. And we'll go with that for now. So, hopefully those changes will make us a bit more defensively solid. Will allow us to connect the play up properly. Okay. Are you... Oh no, the glitch. Oh no. Oh crap. This is a known glitch that's been known to happen for a while, where the game gets stuck when you make a substitution at the wrong point. But it's working. Okay, thank God. Normally, in this case, you have to either reset the game or do a simulation. But, hey, it loaded. So we got our luck through. But we have to remember, 2-goal buffer is not good enough. Thankfully, we scored our 3 goals, but we have been letting them have a wee bit too much play in this half, and we need to be better. Okay. At the end of the day, I don't care if this ends right now with us never getting another shot on target. Oh, screw it. Let it finish. I would take Victor Roch off if we weren't so close to the end, but... Okay, Adrian Heaven now, taking the free kick. Up to Hardy. Back to Heaven. Ooh, we're playing out from the back now, and this could be dangerous, but hopefully not. Good. Hardy's good control of himself. Heaven doing fantastic. But what a pass by Mbeumo, and what a fumble by Ferguson. Oh, it was arguably one-on-one, Ferguson. I know it wasn't the easiest angle in the world, but you should have went at least right, not left. That was a horrific attempt by Ferguson. Ooh, Mount got that back very easily. Euro. Back to Hardley. Down to Mbeumo. Ferguson! What a save by Steele. Ferguson should have a second goal there. It's very unfortunate not to have gotten his second goal there against his former club. But very, very good working there. Reid to Giordano Reid, a phenomenal player in of himself. But we're still in the FA Cup. We have done very, very good. And we'll see how things end up going. Yeah, we were saying it, Al. Very unlucky that we didn't get to end up playing Don't You Forget one more time to City. As I was saying earlier on when it happened, how do you feel now if you're Sander Berge? I obviously haven't seen the own goal. But the fact that the fifth goal for City was an own goal by Sander Berge, after all of that effort came after the fact to get yourself back up to 5-3 or 5-4, how do you feel knowing that you are potentially the cause of it not being a draw? Now, I suppose it also should be considered the fact that it was just a City capitulation. They did just completely fall towards the end of that game, and obviously I haven't been watching it, so I can't comment all of the way about it, but it does seem like it was just a complete capitulation. But no one particularly likes City, so like you would feel hard seeing City doing well in this type of situation, you know? Yeah. Hopefully they end up getting an improvement on it in the future, and it ends up getting they end up doing well again in the future. I am of the opinion that my biggest worry when it comes down to Fulham is that they'll sack Marco Silva. That's my biggest worry at the moment, and I really think it shouldn't even be in the conversation point, because Marco Silva has done a phenomenal job in that job for Fulham with being horribly under-resourced. So long as that doesn't happen, I don't particularly mind how it ends up ending. I have no great love for Fulham. I'm not a massive fan of the Cons. Wrestling fan, so obviously happy to see the Cons in general doing well, but I'm not the massive fan of them. Like, I have no adherence to Shahid Khan or Tony Khan, so it doesn't give me any extra publicity to AEW, or not to AEW, to Fulham, even though they're owned by AEW. So, it's just nice to see a lower down the division team do well against a juggernaut like that. I'd even be saying that against United, never mind against us, if they'd done the same thing to us. Not that we'd be in a position to be 5 goals up. I don't even remember the last time in the league we won by a margin over 3. Yeah, she's taking her time to load, so I'm not going to press anything until she loads properly. It's amazing that these type of things take so long to load, though. It is a complete shame, especially with such a comeback. Now, and again, maybe one of you, obviously I can do a Google search and end up figuring this up, but I'm not doing it during the stream. Maybe one of you can tell me. I think that ties for the largest goal total of any Premier League game in Premier League history. I think the largest goal total is 9 goals. Because I think the goal total before this was the 7-2 that Aston Villa done versus Liverpool, and that was a match of the league. Oh, okay, fair enough. I know it's high anyway, but I know it's not as high as you might expect it to be. Okay, our next game in the Premier League versus Leeds. A game we badly need a win against. Portsmouth versus Reading. Back in the day when both of them were actually somewhat competent clubs. No, yeah, but to be fair, Al, that's not the Premier League. It's the same thing as Alan Shearer is the. We had this discussion last stream as well. Alan Shearer is English football's greatest scorer. He actually isn't. There has been a footballer pre the Premier League that has that record. You know, and is Alan Shearer even actually proper Premier League as well? I'm not actually sure. I remember that game was at mate's house during sleepover, and I watched it on Channel 5. I just named a random game at a random year. I mean, fair enough. I mean, my point still stands, Al. Your rage baiting failed, and as a result...
Off is a direction you can fuck.
I still need to mute the F out of that. But to be fair, to any of you, if you ever come into the stream and that particular pop-up has been muted, then I'm sure all of you, considering the amount of times I have mentioned it, will end up reacting like this. Okay, I have no problem putting a Mass back out on loan. The only reason we called him back is he wasn't getting football. So, Barcelona are just after scoring now as well. And Newcastle scored. Bruno Guimaraes broke the handicap, and I feel like Thomas, ironically already, even though this shouldn't be a conversational point at all, I already think the noose is slightly being tightened around Thomas Frank's neck. This should not be a conversation being had by anybody, but you can feel it in the air of the Tottenham Hotspurs fandom. You can feel the noose tightening around Thomas Frank. He's saying stupid crap. He's letting the fans end up getting to him. He's having problems getting people playing. He's playing an incredibly horrific brand of football that people do not enjoy watching. Could be facetiousness, could be completely looking at the vibes the wrong way. To me, it legitimately feels like the noose is tightening around his neck. Tell me if you agree or disagree. Now, to be fair, there's also 15 minutes left, so Tottenham could score, but I could also win Mr. Universe. Imagine if they were like this and they were actually scoring. Ooh, Wolves ended up getting knocked out. Port Vale beated Wolves. Bet Wolves. Okay. Yeah, we're not spending the money on them. Even if we could, we don't have 30 million to spend on them. We're going to play well. We're going to do strengths. We're going to have a good time against the rivals. The atmosphere is fine. Good to play them. I genuinely don't care. Not prepared to discuss the team lists. We're going to go larger. Insight in how we might approach it. We're going to dominate and kick off on the ball. Not quite ready yet. I think he's grand. Xavi knows that he's at. And I'm leaving the press conference there. Now, we do actually need to look a bit as well and see if there are actually any deals in January. It's very unlikely that there are, but you as well look at the transfer offers and just see if there is. Tillemans to Alonso. That's funny. I'm guessing Real Madrid are looking at Yuri Tillemans, which wouldn't be a bad old signing for them in general. By the way, Real Madrid are an interesting club because I don't know what's happening with them either. Like, everyone is calling it. Like, all I've seen on TikTok, tons of Spanish fans are calling out Real Madrid and saying that Alonso doesn't know what the hell he's at, and that if he potentially should be. I'll say yes, but where are Barca anyway? Wait. They're third? Are they far off? Yes, they're not winning it. Okay. Mandatory fee. 8 million. There we go. You want them, you can do that. I'll let him walk out for free. I don't give a shit. It's one of those cases where I genuinely don't care. I prefer to get money for him, but I genuinely don't care. Not good enough. Too much money. Would adore him, but way too much money. We have to do more scouting on you. We currently have you being scouted. Same with you. Yeah, go on. He's never going to be anything, so as well just put him out on loan and get a fee for him, even if it is only 41k. Ooh, okay, we have another one here. Scout you again. I don't like when they have determination of 14 like this, but he could be good. He is only 16, and potentially determination can increase. But I am looking for them. Oh, wow. Well, to be fair, This one's on me, not on anyone else.
Shut up.
Don't you forget,
Here he goes.
you ain't won
Ooh, I'm scared.
But it literally came after making changes of Matthias Tell for Brendan Johnson, Richarlison for Colo Mawani, and Xavi Simmons for Lucas Bergville. By the way, there's not enough conversations happening about Xavi fucking Simmons, who's been benched. Like, I like Xavi Simmons as a player, but to me, that was an FM signing if I ever seen one. I was shocked when they spent 60 million on Xavi Simmons. I like him as a player, but crikey was that a weird signing. At the end of the day, who gives a rat's diddly ass if they win this game and he had anything to do with the build-up of it? I know it's Mohamed Kudus's assist, but hey, you'd go with what you have there. I still think even with a draw, even though it is Newcastle, even with a draw, I still think the noose is around Thomas Frank's neck. I do think a draw, though, significantly loosens it. And maybe I'm being too harsh. There's a very good chance I'm being too harsh. Okay. We don't have anyone back for ye, do we? Dagu's almost back. And Ahmad is still injured. Fair enough. We're going to go with Godot for Euro. Kwambwala for the middle position, and Isaiah on the end there. I don't think Delict is back either. Yeah, he's still... I hate playing players when they're only fit. I want them to be fully fit before I play them. So not too many changes, but we're going up against Leeds now with Benjamin Šeško up front. Next to him is Rasmus Højlund, with Mason Mount as our cam, Ryan Mbeumo as our wing-back, with Marcus Rashford as our other wing-back, with Kobe Manu and Bruno Fernandes in the midfield, and then a backline of Godot, Willie Kwambwala, and Isaiah Zamfrani, with Semi Lemons in goal. Are you watching the game, Al? Or is it just that you noticed that the result had changed and piped in? Because fair enough either way. Also, by the way, I'm just after looking at the EFL trophy there. And some interesting results there. Gary Neville's, and it will always be Gary Neville's, I'm sorry, I know it's the class of 92, but it's always Gary Neville's to me. Salford City lost 7-2 to Rotherham. Port Vale bet Barnsley 5-0, which is interesting since they bet Wolves in this game. Luton bet Exeter City 4-0. And Doncaster Rovers bet Chesterfield 5-1. And AFC Wimbledon, with their absolutely awesome logo, as we mentioned before, ended up beating Cardiff City. So interesting to end up seeing all of that. And Bolton Wanderers bet Bradford. So an interesting kettle of fish. A couple of interesting results there. Barcelona are winning against Atletico Madrid too, by the way. Which they deserve to be, by the way, but that's an entire thing. Danny almost scoring for them. I know Luton are massive. I really like Luton. I really like Luton. I liked them when they were in the Premier League. I like a team that's game, a team that's willing. It's why I have such a sore spot. It's why I have such a sore spot for Vincent Kompany, because I liked what Vincent Kompany was doing with Burnley. And to be fair, I like what Vincent Kompany is doing with Bayern Munich. But he fucked Burnley. And Burnley still, like, they're in the Premier League now, so obviously they've recovered, but they're going to go straight back down. So, like, they haven't recovered enough. Like, they're unfortunate that I think if he had stuck one more year with Burnley like he had promised, he would have brought them back up into the Premier League, and he might have been able to set them up in a way where the entirety of that club was ready to go down. I think they needed to rebuild after he left because they weren't expecting it. Just kind of what I'm seeing with Middlesbrough now as well, with what happened with bloody Rob Edwards. So, you go and you roll with the punches, I suppose. By the way, since you mentioned it, which Need for Speed are you playing, my friend? As we discussed before, my last one was Carbon, but my favorite Need for Speed game is Need for Speed Underground 2, which I think is everyone's, to be honest. I think Heat is considered... Oh, do you think so? Ooh, that's a shout. I think Heat was considered the last good one, though. Yeah, in 2019. I think Heat was considered the last good one. But interesting shout for you to say that it is the best one. I will say it is on sale at the moment on Steam for the next 44 hours. So if anyone wanted to get Need for Speed Heat, it is available for $6.99. The deluxe edition. Yeah, but then you have to crank up the EA store. I know you need to crank up the EA store anyway to play it, but then you have to actually pay EA. And as much as I worry what's going to happen when Gabe Newell passes away, I much prefer putting anything on Gabe Newell's site over that fucking EA site. Worst company in the entirety of America. 5 years in a row. Betakage, that's where your next job should be. You should go into EA, invest it from the ground up, and turn it into one of the best companies. Could you imagine if that was your goal as the CEO of EA? We just want to convert EA from being the worst company in America 5 years in a row to somehow winning the best company in America. We don't care about profits. We don't care about the quality of the games. We don't care about the IPs or anything like that. All we want is for the publicity in the headline to say EA, best company in America. Good, so that should be fixed there. I don't know why I have to update that every time, but hey, whatever. Newcastle, oh, I'm going to have to search up that, and they scored it, and it's an Anthony Gordon goal. I didn't do it this year, Maddie. I didn't do it this year. I might set up one next year if I'm still streaming, which I should be. But I might set one up for the community next year if people have any interest in it. Hopefully by then we have enough people to make it maybe 20, 30 large. That's the optimist in me. The fool in me. But hey, let's see how we end up doing now against Leeds. I won't cry. I won't cry at your mean insinuations, Katie. People like me. People would join. They do it for me. See, Collie ends up coming in asking how I am. You see, people actually love me, Katie. And Benjamin Sesko scores for me. Collie, my friend, what is a crack-a-lackin'? You missed all wave of emotions as we were watching we weren't watching the game, but we were watching the events of Fulham almost get a draw out of the clasps of defeat. But I hope the Craic is treating you well, my friend. Do you know if you can use 2 power-ups, or whatever they're called, in the same week? I haven't a goddamn clue. It's been years since I've done a fantasy league, and I'm sure it's different since then. Saska done well to control that, but a good save by their goalkeeper. I would join, so actually you're wrong. Well, we'll take consideration of it in August of next year, Al, and see how things end up going. But anyways, Cully, how's the Craic treating you? Who do you have in your team, Matty? And why did you spend the 16 million quid on Haaland? I will need to look deep in my heart to be nice to you. Go on, say one nice thing about me, Katie. Go on, say one nice thing to me. Like, if you done the YouTube recap, or not the YouTube recap, screw it, I've screwed the algorithm anyway. If you look at the Twitch recap found here, I will probably come up as your favorite streamer. Okay, thank you. I would join Craic if you made one. Yeah, I'll look into it. Haaland's the only striker actually producing anything this year. Yeah, he's unbelievable. Like, to be fair, and here's the sad thing when it comes down to Haaland. Haaland's the only striker like getting anything this season, and he's also not performing good. I'll argue this with anyone. Haaland's actually not performing good. Even though the stats would say completely different, if you actually watch him, this isn't the same as the Haaland we've seen 2 years ago. He's not as good as he was 2 years ago. This isn't a good Erling Haaland. This is this is why I make the point that everyone in the league is just performing way worse. I genuinely don't think Haaland is performing as good as he was. What a goal by Sheshko! Oh my golly! Lord have mercy! That goal makes me feel like this. And I mean, Katie, that revelation that I'm not even part of your top 5 favorites is it makes me feel like this.
What
happened? But obviously I'm messing. I don't give a crap. I'm completely pulling the piss. I don't give a crap. God, I almost have 200 hours more than your closest person, Senior Duck. I feel warm and cuddly inside based on that. And I guarantee you the Expedition 33 and the Path of Exiles is solely because of me. I'm sorry, I just come, but I've got to run. Catch you another. Collie, absolutely no bother. It was a pleasure to talk to you. Have a fantastic night. I'll be live again on Thursday. I'm off tomorrow. Might be on the Discord completely. I'd like nothing on it doing games if I get back in time. But make sure your Craic is 90. Remember, I'm stupid, sexy Craic. Schlonga full. And as always, Pogue Mahone, my friend, have the best day possible. And always a pleasure to talk to you, even if it is just really quickly. Have a fantastic time, and chef's kiss. Ah. Who do you normally end up watching anyway, Katie? Is there any streamers you'd end up recommending? Because I'm happy to end up... Actually, funnily enough, I say this because I want to... Well, I don't have as much time as I'd like, but I actually do want to widen my horizons as well. So if there's anyone you'd ever end up recommending, it's one of the reasons why I ask at the end of the streams who to raid. If there's anyone you end up recommending me raid, I'd happily end up doing it. Otherwise, I'll just end up raiding one of the fine individuals that are in ours, or I'll go for someone on Pizza Party just to gain points over there so that it says when I go live, because it's nice to end up having a community that ends up actually, posting it out, and supposedly they're meant to help. I have looked at Jaffa Kako before, although that isn't how you pronounce it, I think. I think I've rated him once. To be frank, I do the same looking at Stupid Psychic Crack, if you catch my drift. Ah! You fucking asshole. Running away from me. Or maybe that was a positive. I don't know what the way you're talking. Fair enough. Then yes, the Stupid Sexy Crack is happy to be sexy. And I can be even sexier, Senior Duck. God, that actually made me look like an old man. Never mind. Actually, there is something I can do to make myself sexier. Bear with me. Oh, God damn it, the game's frozen again. Oh, Jesus Christ, it's 2-2. So don't say I don't do anything for you, Duck. There we go. There we go. Now it's slightly sexier. And as Romero scores, so does Mason Mount. The one problem with me, and one of the reasons why I don't do it, is I'm as hairy as a goddamn gorilla. I had it beside me. Boy. No. Up. I am the reincarnation of Marky Mark. Which is ironic since he's still alive. Come on, me right. I don't want to ruin me hat. But yeah, no, I'm the reincarnation of Marky Mark. Cracking Klein, yeah, baby. Yeah, baby, yeah. Get the bomber on. I actually don't have a proper bomber jacket. It is something I need to get in the future. I do need to get a proper bomber jacket. It's like, this is a cheap piece of shite that doesn't go down enough. Don't you? No, you want some. You want some. You just can't handle the heat, so you leave in the kitchen. Watching someone who did male hot tubs and pool stream equivalent. If I had a bloody hot tub, I would do it. honest to Lord, if I had a bloody hot tub, I'd do it. But A, I live in Ireland, so they're never getting to use the goddamn thing. And B, I don't have one in this room. So... what emote is it, Katie? Obviously you've shown it before, so I should know what it is, but I don't know it off the top of my head. So what emote is it that you have used 1,235 times? And if it's one of mine, thank you so much. And if it isn't one of mine, off is the direction you can F. Do we give Thomas a go? I mean, we're winning 3-0. We will do. Go on. Give him his debut. Oh, yes, the total hala. Oh, yeah. There's no way this emote isn't one of my top emotes. I use it all the time. Yeah, but the total biscuit, total halibut emote is so good. John Bain legitimately is legendary in the world of content creation. I adored everything that man done with a passion. I'd watch the co-optional podcast. What a goal by Rashford. What a goal by Rashford. But I watched the Quadginal podcast every bloody week and adored watching his content. Genuinely unbelievable. I love that Jesse Cox and Dodger are still doing content together. After that's been done, but like after he passed, that became a global emote. It was unbelievable. Forever ratified in the annals of Twitch history. He also is on a shelf, I think, in Cyberpunk 2077. Did I show you the Flappy Bird tactic? You did indeed. You did indeed, my friend. I mean, if I ever start a clothing company, Senior Benny, and I'm not going to get sued out of my ass for calling it that, I shall call my clothing company Craic Klein. That or cracking addictively. Because I'm nothing if not creative. That is an awesome emote too, to be fair, Katie. The level of detail on that bandana is next level. I would love to know who created that emote for them, because that is an unbelievable level of detail on that bandana. I don't have the infrastructures yet to create proper emotes. Like at the moment, I did, to be fair, create these myself, but like they're not exactly great, you know. The Craic Cup. I'll call that one of the wrestling cups if I ever go back to doing Pro Wrestling Simulator and finding a way to do that interesting. I do actually want to do that again, Pro Wrestling Simulator, because I love that game with a passion. It's just so hard to make that interesting. You'd almost want to do Pro Wrestling Simulator with someone talking to, because it's so hard to do right. My most used was Banana Cat, 2.1k times. Is that the only thing I can think of when I think about Banana Cat is Stewie Griffin in the banana suit. Not Stewie Griffin, sorry, bloody not Stewie Griffin, bloody Brian Griffin in the suit. Please don't break game. Load right. That'd be awesome. I mean, we'll see. Like I as we seen when I done it, I absolutely adore Pro Wrestling Simulator, but it is incredibly hard to get accurate. And I'd love to end up doing a Pro Wrestling Simulator again and add in members of the community. Go and potentially end up doing that as a potential option. I think it'd be cool to end up doing that way myself. But we'll look into that in the future. I know not everyone has any interest in wrestling content, and that one is basically a text-based simulator, but we'll see. 2.1k time, that's basically what it was, but a cat. I mean, that is a gorgeous one as well, the heartbeat. What's it? Gymmed I Mod Love 2. Tier 1 sub emote for Gym Media. I mean, it's very, very graphic, even though it's cool. I love it, Benny. I love it. It's just so hard to make interesting. So hard to make interesting. Oh, nice. Let's have a look. Like, honestly, I might. It might be better for me to do that as an exclusive YouTube series. But then that's a matter if I have time. But we'll see. Oh my god, that is. Al, we need to get you help. Pepe Le Frog. Frizz 1 party. A Pepe Le Frog is your second most used emote. And then a Dynamo 2 Fire, which is literally just a fire with a white outline on the back of it, is your third one. My god, Al. I don't pay for therapy, but I'm almost tempted to break my rules just for you. Like, holy crap, my friend. Legitimately, in this particular case, for you.
What happened?
Yeah, I don't think you've used Crack a Hype that much at all. Although you having, I don't know his name from the Muppets, but you having him is unbelievable. When I get streams to play Fetty Eps, what the hell is Fetty Eps? I spam the cat and fire, but I use the cat on a regular. No, what is Fetty Eps? Fetty was. WAP. This does not help me out. What is Fetty WAP? Yeah, I mean, but to be fair, Dave is an incredibly sexy man. Doc. Dave is an incredibly sexy man. It's only right that you use Dave as much as you do. Like, the Gwidja is an incredibly sexy man. I'm sure even Benny can contest to that one. Sure, why not? If you want. You're a moderator, so you're actually allowed to put links into the chat, so you can if you want to. The Fatty Wap Trap Queen is the greatest song of all time. If it is on this particular streaming site that I use, I will play it. If it isn't, you're not getting it. And I'm not saying the name because although they're not listening to me, I also don't want to end up getting any chance of demonetization. I think this is it. So give us a second. Okay, so I think it's this one. Tell me if I'm right. Katie, what the fuck am I listening to? Am I just listening to someone that's outside of a burger van wanting to get herself eaten out? Is that what am I? Why didn't she call me? I kid. I mean, I've heard this song before. I heard this song before. I just haven't heard it in a long time. Love the Dino dance. I don't have a skip function yet. Although I should do, actually. Why isn't Songify working? Weird. That actually should work, weirdly. I'm surprised that didn't work. Because it is connected up. Weird. I mean, I'm happy that it didn't, because I wanted to go through, but that's weird that didn't work. Okay. SSR song next skip. It should work. And it's saying that the song is there. Huh. That's genuinely weird. Huh. Anyways, haters will hate. It's a COKE selling analogy. Oh yeah, probably. There's tons of songs like that. Who could give a crap? It's just a crack to hear it. Well, I'm actually going to head off. I'll see you later. Have a good rest of the stream. Pleasure to have you, Maddie. Again, as you know, I'll be live again on Thursday. Have a fantastic night, my friend. It was a pleasure talking to you. I'm hoping that it will end up working out, that the time I go live on Thursday will be early enough, that I'll be sorted out early enough to go live for the Manchester United West Ham game. So I might be a little bit late, but I will obviously be commentating over that game if it suits you at all. But until then, my friend, Shlonga Fool, I have been Stupid Sexy Craic. Make sure your crack is 90, and as always, Pog mo home, my friend. If we all liked the same thing, it'd be a sad world. Yeah. But I mean, to be fair, at least everyone in this collective group, even Katie and a little bit of a cold black heart, like me. At some point in time, we do have to do an inspection, Katie, on whose heart is colder, mine or yours. Or Amanda's for the way Ajax has been treating her. I mean, to be fair, at this point, with the way West Ham has been treating Benny, his heart could be black too. But we all know Benny's heart isn't black. Benny's too nice for that. You could be accurate on that. You secretly love me, Katie. We've been putting out a lot of money on transfers. But who cares? Like, Sesko performed awesome. I'm happy to give out bloody performances or goals like that when he ends up performing well. Good news for Benny. West Ham under-21s are the only under-21s team still in the EFL tournament. Yeah. I mean, it's just good when your under-21s are doing good anyway. It's funny, and one of the things I don't like about people talking about the academies and the whole lot is United at the moment have JJ Gabriel, And it's one of the reasons why he isn't in this game. He's not old enough to play in the Premier League because at 15 years of age, for the contracting reasonings and the way that it ends up working, he's legally not permissible to be allowed into the Premier League. So we can't play JJ Gabriel. However, the FA Cup does not have those rules and restrictions. So potentially in January, when United end up getting to the FA Cup, JJ Gabriel could end up playing there. I worry quite significantly for him if that's going to be the case. I hope he doesn't get eaten by the pressure of it. But time will end up telling, I suppose. The world will stop spinning the day West Ham sign a striker with working knees. Supposedly, and again, this is another rumour of the grapevine, but supposedly there was a key West Ham scout over in England looking at Samu, what's his name? Samu, or how do you pronounce it? I'll search him up on this in a second, because he's always very good on FM. Always. I just can't think of his name off the top of my head. It isn't that either. It's longer than that. It's OMM something. But the game has broken itself now, so we have to wait for it to load. Samu Amadondu or something like that. Let's check him. Samu. Oh. You gonna load for me, game? You gonna load for me, game? I mean, I found it IRL anyway, but I'm just curious now if the game is going to load. No. Okay, fine. Then it's this book. Oh! This book. Although, why is he named that? That is the same book. Oh, okay. So he's Samu Omo Dorian Aguala. Okay. So his name's been changed in FM26. I was wondering why I couldn't find him. But yeah, this book from Porto. So Portugal, sorry. But he is Spanish. Yeah, supposedly West Ham are thinking about getting him. Yeah, so, yeah, this kid. Supposedly West Ham are thinking about getting him, which would be an interesting choice. We had to play Man City under-21s in our group, bet them and Oldham, but lost to Bolton. Well, that's unfortunate. Do you have anyone good in your group at the moment? Like, who would be your best player, Sexy? Because I know no one on Rottenham at the moment. I'm guessing you're still on about Rottenham, right? Ooh, the game doesn't like him. "22 years of age, born in the Netherlands." That is how you spell it. Signed him from Bershkat in the summer on a free. He's been playing class and is playing for the World Cup for Morocco. Average, my friend, what is a crack-a-lacking with you? Is it all going good? Is it all going grand? Is it all going delicious? It's going fabulous for me. The game's been a bit temperamental with me trying to check crap up, but in general, it's been going good. Today, in our streams, we have drawn to the mighty Chelsea, and we have won both of our games since. 4-0 in our last game in the Premier League, and we bet Brighton in the FA Cup. So in general, it's going good, and Tuesdays are a fine old day anyway. It just means you're 4 days away from the weekend. And I'm looking forward to this weekend because I'm going out for my birthday. All good apart from Newcastle drawing the Spurs. I mean, it's funny. It's funny that they drew the Spurs. I haven't watched the match, admittedly, but based on the stats, yeah, I'd be annoyed that they didn't end up winning them. I'm adamant of the fact that even with that draw, the noose is still around Thomas Frank's neck, and it shouldn't be. It's far too early. But I genuinely think the Tottenham fan base has gotten bonkersly toxic. I don't think with the way it is at the moment, he survives the season if it continues the way that it is now at the moment. Ironically, if it continues the way that it is at the moment, I don't think he survives till January. Now that's a shout, I'll admit. That might be me over egging the pudding a good bit. But genuinely, they're being a bit like the fans just are. I think they're being anti-Tottenham. They're not being anti-him, but I think he'll be the sacrificial lamb. Yeah, and it's unfortunate too because I don't know. The more that I start looking at him, the more I don't know if he actually is a good manager. Like, here's the really funny thing about it, and it's really really funny the way that people end up looking at things too. People were turning around there saying that if Arne Slot ended up getting the sack from Liverpool, the manager Liverpool should end up looking into is Ange Postecoglou, which is hilarious when you think about it. But the reason why people were saying it is if you look at the stats of Ange Postecoglou when he was with Tottenham Hotspurs, weirdly enough, he had some of the best stats in the entirety of the league. His biggest problem was they couldn't score goals. You would expect that with the striking options that Liverpool have, that's all that that should click. Goal should be the problem that would end up happening. So as much as I wouldn't do it, it's actually not a bad shout when you're talking about managers. With Thomas Frank, I don't know, like, he's a good manager, but I don't know. He's it's like he's intentionally trying to piss off the fans. He's made 126 duels, won 37% of them, attempted 15 tackles and won 9 of them, 1 assist, 70% pass accuracy, scored 1. All good stats for a 22-year-old. You're not wrong on that one, Sexy. He's performing really good for you, and it's a pleasure to see. I love seeing players play good. I like, it doesn't matter where they are in the league, who they're for. I love when players are playing good because it makes everyone feel happy. It brings everyone up, and it just improves the collective. I think he's a good manager. They need to give him a chance. I mean, I do too, if I'm honest, average. Boss. That, like, there does come a point where you have over-egged your pudding. And the big thing with him is his style of play. His style of play is so putrid at the moment that it's pissing off all of the fans. Now, bloody boring. It's actually kind of hilarious. What? Why? Weird that. I should be back up. Very weird that. Yeah. That's what I thought. No, it's weird. It went on me too, which was really weird about it, average, but literally just for a flash second. So that's why I sent that message. But hey, at least we can continue to go for at least one more match. Yeah, I always thought from the minute that managerial signing was put into place that there was an expiration time on Howe. Now, I don't think Eddie Howe is as good of a manager as people end up saying. I think Eddie Howe's ultimate destination is to become the New England manager after Tuchel leaves. I think that's his ultimate destination, if I'm honest. My big thing when it comes down to Eddie Howe is the only players in Newcastle that are performing, ironically, other than their last minute signing of Wolf Mother. The only players that are performing good for them are all 30 and above. Like, Anthony Gordon is performing okay for them, but to be fair, that was a penalty. He's not performing that good. Jacob Murphy is their best offensive player, in my opinion. He's 30. Harvey Barnes is a very good offensive player for them, probably their best alternative option. He's 27. Anthony Elanga isn't playing particularly well, in my opinion, and maybe I'm wrong. Anthony Gordon hasn't had a good season this season. Bruno Guimaraes is 28. Sakar is 33 and has been one of their better defenders. Burns is 33. Obviously, Taw is good, so the two signings they've done this seasoning are doing well. But the likes of Livramento is performing incredibly underneath the talent of which he should be for when they bought him. The likes of Lewis Hall at 21 isn't performing near the quality he should be. Lewis Melly, in my opinion, isn't near the quality he should be. I think he has a problem with youth. Now, to be fair, I can't say anything. Ruben Amorim is one of the worst managers I've seen with youth at the moment. But honestly, when it comes down to Manchester United, you could classify that as the worst manager for fucking anything you wanted to, with the way we're playing. So, yeah. I mean, the injuries do not help you. That is 100% true. The injuries do not help you, but it is just an unfortunate situation of Livramento, in my opinion, just hasn't been good for a while now. Oh, go on, yeah. Hall too has been injured and is very good. Well, that's my thing. Like the injuries, that's why I don't watch them enough. So I'm willing to contest that I'm wrong. It's just, to me, all of the players that perform good at Newcastle are old. It's a problem with young players. Wolverman is the only difference maker. And to be fair, they spent a lot of money on him. So thank God he's performing good for them. Now they had to because they got fucked with Isak leaving. Which is why I'm actually glad Isak isn't performing good. But, at the same point in time, it's just... There's definitely something missing in that Newcastle squad. Aaron Ramsdale is a good goalkeeper. Is he good enough? I can't answer that. I genuinely can't answer that. I personally don't think he is, but Aaron Ramsdale is definitely better than some of the options that are out there. Like, Aaron Ramsdale is significantly better to me than bloody Robert Sanchez. If you get me. He'd be better than Petrovic as well. At the moment, he's probably even better. He's better than Anana as well. Not that we worry about that, but you know, speaking of Newcastle, after hiring Antonio Conte, but yeah, you're probably the thing is it a creative midfielder average? Because isn't that what Bruno Guimaraes is? Because that's what Bruno Guimaraes is. So, like, you're not going to have two of them. Then you run into the Bruno Fernandes problem. Like, Bruno Guimaraes is far more defensive than Bruno Fernandes is. But, like, it will completely imbalance the whole lot of it. But they play a 4-3-3. So, he's a deep lying mid. We need a 10. But you don't play with a 10. You don't really play with a 10, do you? Like, you play with two wingers, you play with almost three centre defensives. As a centre defensive midfielder and two midfielders. You don't really play with 10s. You kind of play with a 6, 2 8s, and then, you know, a 7 and a 2. Well, I don't know what you call the other side, but 2 7s. If you get me, you don't like. Maybe you're right. I'm not going to say you're wrong, but you don't really play with a 10. Where would you put him? Who would you drop? Obviously, if you change the formation, that's an entirely different kettle of fish. But that would be my point. Okay, fuck this. I'm actually breaking. I'm going to cheat, and I'm breaking this because these are meant to have terminate loan options in all of them, and for some reason this doesn't, and he's not getting games. So screw every shade of that. Okay. So, Crystal Palace, my mighty former club on FM24. How do we go about beating Crystal Palace? I'll be back in a second. Sorry, I need a second. Okay, so now that I have collectively calmed my shit at the fact that these bunch of tits absolute tits have hired Gareth Southgate and they're actually winning, we'll see how things end up going. If I lose this next match to Gareth fucking Southgate, I genuinely might put Football Manager 26 on pause for a couple of weeks. So let's hope that doesn't happen. So we need to devise our team. Stellar is finally fit. So and then one needs to be replaced as well. So okay. So we're going to give Stellar back his game. So Stellar on for Kobe Manu. Yeah, but we could, if we had one, to unlock the low block. Also, Joe Linton and Tonali are more defensive, and we need someone who can find a killer ball, which is kind of why, genuinely average, I'm kind of surprised Yi didn't try and poke João Palhinha. Because... like, Tottenham got a bit of a deal on that one. João Palhinha is genuinely a bit of a good player, defensively oriented and good in his passing networks. If we let him go for free, you should consider Casemiro. And that's not me being an ass. This is, though. I'm going to put Evan Ferguson on for Victor Rook, and I'm going to go on with Francisco Camrada and give him a go. And then we're going to, up there, go with... Christ. Lenny Oro. We're going to go Lenny Oro, Willy Kumbala, and... Ilya Zambrani, Lemens, Stellar, Fernandez, Bruno, Rashford, Mount, Ferguson, and Camarada against Gareth Southgate. Yeah, but he's still very defensive. I'd like someone like Xavi Simons. You're kidding me, right? I mean, fair enough. I'd actually be looking at João Gomez if I was he. See if he could get him off of Wolves. I think he'd be a good poke. It is João Gomez, isn't it? Let me check his name. At least I think that's the one I'm thinking. Yeah, João Gomez. The 24-year-old from Wolves. I think he'd be a shout for you. I think based on the description you're saying, he'd be able to do that. And João Gomez can play on the wing as well. So potentially that could be the person that end up working for you, average. Or maybe I'm talking complete hogwash. Anyways. Into the... What? Where are you? 6. Okay, so we need a replacement for 6. Okay, let's go with that. Yeah, he's good. I think Simmons made a big mistake going to Spurs. I don't know. I don't know average because I don't think Simmons is a good player. Maybe that sounds like sour grapes. I don't think he's a good player. He's like Ilya more bricks for me. I think they're two average players, but only average. I think their they're impact subs at best in the Premier League. I don't think either of them are good players. And I think that's the reason why Simmons is being used as an impact sub, because I think that's all he is. I think he's an impact sub. And I know they're two entirely different players and they play in different positions, but I think the same with Ilya Modric. And the reason why I say that is because the two of them in FM23 were wonder kids and I used them all the goddamn time. But since then, since 2022, both of them have gotten, Simmons more so, Simmons has gotten 2 or 3 transfers and has been crap in all of them, which is why I thought it was ridiculous that Spurs said 60 million quid on him. But I think most of the transfers last season were ridiculous. Like, say what you want to about Wolverhampton. He's been performing okay. 7 goals in 18 games for a striker isn't great, but it isn't bad. It's 1 in 2. You know, it's an okay conversion rate. But 75 million quid for him is fucking atrocious. Like, even the 70 million quid we spent on Benjamin Šeško is atrocious. Even the 70 million quid we spent on Cunha is atrocious. Like, I know it was a release clause, but still. And then talking about Liverpool got robbed out of the gills for absolutely everyone they purchased but Frimpong. But Frimpong. I'm going to have to look at you. You could be an option later on. I think, anyway. I think Frimpong is the only bit of business that Liverpool done last summer that's actually good business. We'll see. We'll see if he can survive. Here's the thing. The fact that you say will pay off in a few seasons assumes that he'll get a few seasons. The problem is, for that money, with United, he gets a season. A season. And if he isn't up and running in that season, he's fucked. And I don't think he's ready. I don't think he's ready, and I also don't think we're playing to his style. Ironically, he suits Ten Hag's style. Ironically, he suits the old style, because he's a tall bastard who's good for crosses. So, brutally ironically... No, it's not... No. Hold on, Sexy. He has a 5-year contract. He has a 5-year contract, so he has a long contract. Will the United fans give him longer than a year? They didn't with Ugarte. They didn't with Anthony. They didn't even give Anthony half a season. They didn't with. I'm thinking of some of our last signings. We didn't with Anthony. We didn't with Rasmus. We didn't with Ugarte. Ugarte, Rasmus, and Anthony were dead after a season. The fans wanted all 3 of them gone. Rasmus may be the exception. They gave Rasmus 2. But they were dead. They were dead. The audience were... You could feel the energy in the air the minute they'd walk onto the stream. Their names were put down on every fucking text message. Everybody with a goddamn channel, from Mark Goldbridge down to the United people, were bloody harassing the crap out... Not harassing, but like critiquing the crap out of them. Consistently mentioned on Talk Sport and berated off of every bloody commentator that ended up coming down. He gets a year. Otherwise, if he's not up and running within that year, his confidence will be shot and he'll never get up and running. That's the problem with United. If you don't start good, you will not get good. Because although the fans will get behind you, the media will fucking kill you. Kill you. So, that's why it's really important Lemens started good. Because the media isn't killing him. If he gets a few more seasons, do you think he fits Amran's system and will perform well? No. I mean, yes. Like, the thing is, he does fit Amran's system. He doesn't fit Amran's system as good as he does the alternative system we did before. The reason why Amran bought him is because he's a big bastard who can connect the play up, and Amran is effectively playing with 3 forwards. His cams are effectively inside forwards. So, you know, in theory, he works well. He's meant to do what he did for Chelsea. He's meant to do what he did for Chelsea. ironically, the striker that benefits Amarin the best is the striker he let leave the fucking club. The striker that suits Amarin the best is Rasmus Højlund, if Rasmus Højlund was playing. If he was playing. Big, 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 big if. The actual best striker that he would have would be Marcus Rashford if he was a striker. Marcus Rashford has all the attributes of a striker, but he isn't a striker. He doesn't have a striker's mentality. So, but he has all the attributes of an Amarin striker. Sexy, average. I don't know. I think he'll survive this season. I think the only objective he needs to do is to get Champions League football, and then he needs to get a trophy the season afterwards. It's kind of the reason why I think Ten Hag should have been kept on, because he was a trophy winner, and we knew he was a trophy winner. But we need a lot of depth. But effectively, for that team to work correctly, we need 2 more signings. We need 2 midfielders, and whether or not Manu can be one of those midfielders is fine. But we need 2 midfielders. We need someone to replace Casemiro because Ugarte can't do it. And we need someone to replace Bruno because Bruno is going to be replaced in the next 2 or 3 years. So we'll see. Now, what I'm saying there could be a load of horseshite. Also, fuck off, game. I don't think he will. He's a bad runaway from the sack. He isn't. He's not a bad runaway from the sack. United is a quite transparent club. It is very, very, very hard to keep data in United. Now, under this new ownership, United have gotten far better about stopping leaks, but they're still not good about it. United is a club where the walls, the steps, the shoes, the brakes, the gears, the wheels, the fucking windowsill, every aspect of United talks, and they aren't talking about sacking him. They aren't doing it. He's getting to the end of the year. Unless he sinks us down to 15th, he's getting till the end of the year. And he's 6th. He's 6th. And what's better, he's 6th with a run of easy games. In theory, West Ham should be easy. So let's look at the games that we have left. In theory, West Ham should be easy because they're not performing good. I know Benny will take an exception to that, but even he'll admit they're not playing well. In theory, West Ham should be a win. Wolves away should be a win. With the way Bournemouth are playing, Bournemouth should be a win. Villa is the next game where we genuinely have a problem. And then who the hell knows what happens with Boxing Day. United have far more fans than Newcastle in bloody Old Trafford on Boxing Day. That's going to be a fucking war. But you said that. I turned around and I said beforehand Everton was not an easy game. And the reason Everton wasn't an easy game is because Everton would sit their ass down, and Everton are a significantly better team than people are putting credit for them. Everton are a top 10 team. 10 being the point. The big problem with Everton is they don't spend any fucking money, and they only just got Moyes in. In the same way that we have the squad, whether or not it's the style we're playing that's good enough, we have the squad that's good enough for top 8. Everton have the potential squad that's good enough for top 10, if not top 12. They're not a bottom half team. But someone has to be in the bottom half. Yeah, but to be fair, average, we had 25 shots. We just couldn't hit a fucking hole we couldn't hit a hole if you put us in a fucking whorehouse. Like it was literally just a case of we were shooting at Pickford. We weren't shooting at the goal. We were shooting at Pickford. Now, that's not to say that Pickford wasn't having a good game. We were shite. Now, of course, United are currently in a formation of inconsistency where we can lose to anyone. But Everton was never going to be an easy game because they were inviting the challenge and we're shite at a low block. So... And furthermore, we didn't have our 6'5" striker that is able to head corners. Xerxes against Everton got 7 crosses in the entirety of the time that Sesko has played for us. I think his number is about the same. And unfortunately for him, Sesko wasn't match fit. So that Everton game had a lot of negatives coming into it. The fact that Cunha has the potential of getting 2 concussions in 2 weeks is a problem in of itself as well, but that's a different conversation to be had. Yeah, you know, like there's the Everton conversation has more nuance to it than people are willing to admit. Not enough to give them a way out of it. It was a horrible performance. But do you get what I mean? Or do you think I'm just talking complete horseshit? We, Rotherham, have Bolton away, which means I may not be able to go. Is that because Bolton is too far away from Rotherham? I don't know England geography, so you'll have to let me know why you wouldn't be able to go, Sexy. Oh yeah, but that's what I'm saying, Average. We were shite. But we were the better team. Even though we were shite, we were still the better team. That doesn't mean we weren't shite. Everton were shite too. Don't make any doubt about it. Ironically, I think we would have been better if Everton had kept 11 men. Which sounds daft, but with United, you never fucking know. It's over an hour away. I may not go because I can't be arsed to travel. I may try to go. I mean, that's a fair reason not to go. I know there's a team that's in the north of... No bother, Average. I'm finishing up after this match anyways. But thank you so much for coming in. It was a pleasure to talk to you. Again, I will be live on Thursday. It might not be FM. I haven't decided what I'm playing yet on Thursday, but I'll be live again on Thursday. So make sure your crack is 90. Remember that I have been Stupid Sexy Craic. Shlán go fóill, and as always, poke me home, my friend. So we need to make a change here. Even though he scored a goal, we kind of need some replacements. So we're going to go with Obi for Kermrada and Victor for Ferguson. Mount needs to come off as well. So we're going to go with Manu for Mount. And that's it for the moment. You were saying something about a team north of England, I believe. Yeah, I don't know who it is, but I think it's the National League. There's a team in the north of England that's in one of the English leagues that has to travel for most of its games. For pretty much every game it goes to, it has to travel about 5 hours. I think the closest game it has is 5 hours away. Is it Carl's Isle? Because could you imagine being them poor bastards? Like that's effectively a nuke on those poor fuckers. They were playing Tyrell Malacia? Interesting. Yeah, but still, can you imagine it? Could you imagine playing for the poor fuckers and having to travel 5 hours every game you do? You'd be dead. You'd have to go down the day before because you'd be dead on your feet when you arrive. It's all the way up in the Scottish border. It's up in Cumbrata. Interesting. Stellar to Bruno. Oh, Victor and Henderson. The Cumberland. Oh no, it's fine. Anyway, I don't even know where the Cumberland is, Sexy. Unfortunately, I know nothing about bloody England. I know nothing about geography in general. We will be taking no questions on the Twitch recap. How come, Senior Benny? Sure, I shall ask away. What ended up happening with your Twitch recap? Considering you brought it up, I might as well go and say Sure, why not? Give us all of the above. Since you brought it up. I love that Mickey Mouse scene so much because it's such good voice acting. You lurk in like 20 channels at once. Yeah, you don't count in the slightest. 365 unique days watched. 25,056 hours. Interesting. Yeah, I don't think that maths. 100, like, is that 160 hype trains you have started, or 160 hype trains you have gone into? And you have done one for me, so I can't complain at all. Yeah, because you've done one for me. You started one for me, so that was an absolute pleasure. That time that you ended up gifting 10 subs, so genuinely a pleasure for that. Duck done it as well, to be fair. So I have had, I think it says I had 6. So I have had, funnily enough, I have had 4 hype trains, and I've been here on stream for one of them. I've been on stream for one of them. Yeah. See, I don't ask people for anything, so I'm probably not in a position to end up getting them anyway. So if people feel like they want to bloody bits or add to me, I'm more than happy to accept it, but I'm never going to ask you for it. Well, I lie. I am, as I said, I'm going to add the fucking health and fitness shit. I'm going to add the push-ups once I clear up the back area behind me there, because you can see it's, you know, loads of shit. But, that type of crap. I'm do some stuff for bits to make it more interactive, but I'm not going to end up forcing people, or I'm not going to be like some streamers who turn around and say, "Oh, it's only a $5 if you're fucking watching Twitch and you can't afford a $5. Go and get a job." I kiss the right into me left arse cheek, you dopey bastard. Go back onto OnlyFans. But yeah. 50 or 60 of those are me. Channel goals crack is all in guns. I have them set. Like, you can see them there over in the corner. I even have them rotating, Senior Benny. But I have to figure out what to do with them. It's not tomorrow, Benny, unfortunately. I'm not Wednesdays I don't really stream because I have the boxing. So it'll be Thursday. But you can come in and do your resub then. By my calculations, it's 2.86 years. Yeah, that's what I thought. The math didn't seem to math there. But yeah, cross streams makes sense. I mean, fine now that I'm going back at it. I'm still a bit hesitant on this arm, but in general, we're coming back down there. I had lost an incredible amount of stamina, which is one of the reasons why I'm now back at getting the step count up. Like, it's one of the big things that I'm working on at the moment. Like today, I ended up doing a 8K walk, and I'm currently at... So, I'm getting the cardio up, I'm getting the fitness up, and trying to just be better about it, which is why I'm... one of the things I'm going to end up adding is that when I get the area back here a wee bit better, the subs for push-ups and elements such as that, and, extra goals and elements like that. But yeah, no, at the moment, I just have the new scrolling feature over there for daily scrubs, daily follows, daily bits, follower goal, bit goal, all that type of shit. But I don't know what type of goals send. By the way, I do have a suggestion box underneath the stream. If you have any suggestions for stuff to end up adding in to improve it or anything like that, please either DM me on Discord, which I'm more than happy to take anyone's DM, or put a suggestion in the suggestion box down below. Senior Benny was the last person to use it over a year ago. By the way, that's really funny. Luis Openda is actually with Juventus in real life. And Jonathan David is over there as well. Both of them have been purchased for relatively cheap options. Jonathan David came in for free. Apparently, and this is a TikTok thing, so do not take this with 100% certainty. Supposedly, the combined transfer weight to sign those two players with payments to the agent, payments to them, organizational point of views in order to get them registered was 135 million quid on those two players. Juventus are cracked. That is daft. Daft. But yeah, tomorrow I'm doing boxing, so that's one of the reasons why I'm not live. And as I turned around and said, there's a chance I will be in the Discord, depending on when I come back, maybe doing an hour of Persona 5 Phantom X as doing my dailies on that, or playing something else. We'll see. I kind of have been leaving my dailies off on that. To what degree do you believe that English taxes exist for players? I mean, it's fairly high. Sexy. Like, they're taxed like regular people. It's just that most English players get bonuses to counterbalance the taxes. It's the same thing as, technically speaking, the highest salary in La Liga is meant to be 250,000 quid. You're meant to not be able to pay anyone in La Liga over 250,000 quid. It is common knowledge Mbappe is on over 800,000 quid a week with bonuses. Erling Haaland is on close to 1.4 million, by the way. So, you know, we all of it is horseshit. So, you know. What? Why did you reject Barcelona? Oh, whatever. I mean, yeah, but both of them are bonkers. Both of them are on insane money. I think Mbappe's is somewhere. I think Mbappe's is somewhere close to 800,000 euro a week, and Haaland's with bonuses is somewhere close to 1.4 mil. It's the rumor I heard. Now that could be horseshit, but it's the rumor I heard when I went back in the time when he signed the contract. No, I mean, like, them have inflating transfer values. I realize I used the wrong term. I now so what? Players being having the transfer value too high. I turned around and I said last season absolutely every player was signed in the Premier League was signed for 20 million more than they should have been. At least. Every player that was signed without a release clause, because if you activate a release clause, fuck you, you took the option. So we can't complain about Cunha's price. But every player that was signed for at least 20 million more than they should have been. Florian Wirtz, a good bloody 40 to 60 million too much on him. Alexander Isak, a good 40 to 60 million too much on him. But it went both ways. Like, bloody, what's his name? Former Liverpool defender who ended up going over to Bayern Leverkusen for 30 million quid. That was far too much. Granit Xhaka going for 30 million quid. I know he done phenomenal well for not 13. He went for 50. He went for 20. He went for 22.5 million quid. Granit Xhaka was too much for Sunderland, but he worked out for them. Like, the fact that Chelsea got 75 million quid for Nicholas Jackson is fucking bonkers. And again, Wolverhampton for 75 million quid for Newcastle is bonkers. So unfortunately, the values have been too much for everyone. But Liverpool started it this season. We have been major instigators of the transfer debacle in our time. So we cannot complain about transfers. United fans, we can't do it. We would be the biggest fucking hypocrites in the world if we complained about it. We just cannot do it. We cannot complain about transfer inflation because in multiple generations of football, we have done it. Oh shit! Sorry. It's over too much. Not enough. Sorry, while I'm live, I want to fix this. Tiny bit more. You get to see a bit of video. You get to see a bit of editing in the background. Yeah, good. That's it. Okay. That was the last thing I needed to do while I was live. Because people tend to say that players originating from England tend to be overpriced due to their influence and scale of English football. Well, they are. There is an English tax on players, but specifically, Sexy, there's an English tax on players for English teams. And the reason for that is because to qualify for both the Champions League and English Domestic League, you need to have X number of English players within your squad. If you don't have it, then you end up failing the registration points. You immediately lose points and all like that. FM does it fine here. You need to end up doing that. So you need to have X number of English players in it. That, and England absolutely loves English players. So in the media, you get good publicity for continuing on with them. Because an English player, you can call it racism, you can call it whatever you want, but an English player does end up getting better coattails based on the fact that they are English. So you get away with an awful lot less slack in the league as a result of it as well. So, you know, there is a bias towards it and there is a tax towards it, but it's needed. Like, one of the reasons United would be spending, or anyone would be spending 100 million on Elliot Anderson is because he's English and qualifies as one of the English players you need as one of your actual starters. It's one of the reasons why we need to be careful about selling Kobe Mainoo. Okay, so I'm going to leave us there. Is there anyone you would recommend I raid over to? Because if not, I'm going to send us over to the Real Trash Panda. People calling it racism would be a bit of a misplaced accusation, as English players have faced quite a bit. I mean, yeah, but this is a bit different. It's not that type of racism. This is actual, like, based on, like, well, it's probably nationalism, if you have an actual word for it. Black players in general have had problems with that type of stuff, Sexy. But that's a completely different conversation. And I also think that's been slightly overhyped as well. Although that's probably not fair to end up doing. But I'm going to send you over now to Real Trash Panda. He's currently playing Stardew Valley. And could be a bit of crack. So I'm going to send you over there, guys. So, xenophobia, fair enough. That is the actual term. But anyway, my friends, it has been a pleasure talking to you. Until Thursday, if you end up coming around, and I don't know what I'm playing yet. It could be FM, could be something else, could be going back to Clear Obscure, could be Stellaris, could be Shin Megami Tensei 5, but we'll see. But until then, anyway, yeah, I might end up doing Stellaris. We'll see. The new DLC came out, so I might do. But anyway, until then, I have been Stupid Sexy Craic. Thank you so much. Schlongafo, my friends. And as always, Pog Mahone.